Can stream it. Alright, that's what... Joe, I'm just saying, the best way to do stuff is to mess up. No, just don't mess up the actual exams. Mess up everything up until that point. Nah, just be less bad. Nah, it's probably just Scotland acting up.
The beast draws near to me, my brothers and sisters, but he is weak. Your hate must match his will. Only then will you be truly saved.
My God, I... My God, I... Hello.
Noticed. Oh, that's how people always do it. Once someone plays it, says, "Hey, you can't join the server if you disconnect from the server." So why?
Yeah. Because it's single player, always online. Obviously. Like, video games don't need offline modes anymore, Edward.
I mean, who doesn't have the internet?
The Scottish. Sorry. God, I find myself hilarious.
I noticed. It's quite hard to find it, to be honest.
What do you
Behind it.
what do you mean, Joe? Yeah, no, it's just because, you know, I've taken some wise words of wisdom from my brother to heart. I've slightly adapted them. He said be yourself. I took that as be insane. But really, what's the difference?
Well, eventually there won't be one.
Joe,
If you do good enough work, there won't be a difference.
Joe, have you seen the kind of stuff I have to do for thermo? Like, literally, me and my friend literally spent half an hour trying to figure out thermodynamics, and we aren't entirely sure we got to a correct answer, or just gaslit ourselves into thinking we got a correct answer.
That's exactly how every question
I
goes.
know. Oh no, there's a hole in my underpants. And not where there's meant to be a hole.
Well, maybe it'll be useful.
Maybe if I want to hang them up somewhere.
That's not a mechanism. I mean, it is, but
Yeah, Joe, to be honest, I think it is.
it's not complete. If I wrote that down, I wouldn't get many marks.
Do you...
So
He is gone again.
can't say that it's better.
Have you had to do like surface integrals?
No, we only have to do easy maths.
Oh.
The maths module, I'm not sure why we had to do it.
Surface integral's like really easy because you just integrate it normally and then just, if it's like a circle, you just add 2 pi r. But you don't. You're lying to me. Joe, we're literally doing thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is the same, it's shared between physics and chemistry. And thermodynamics is... You don't differentiate or integrate?
No, they kind of just do it for us. I'm not sure why. Like, I thought, like, personally, like, at the start, they were just doing it for us because not everyone knew it. We were still doing the maths module, where we learn how to differentiate, integrate, etc., etc. We've done the maths module. We're supposed to know it. And that's still, like, like you say, yes, we do thermodynamics. We've done some thermodynamics.
Yeah, because...
Like, he puts it up on the board like this is a differentiation, blah de blah de blah, but he's just like, yes, this is an equation that you need to use, and this is an equation you need to use. Differentiate. The most differentiating stuff, well, he didn't say we never have to, but at least the purpose of it.
I mean, you are going to have to eventually, Joe. You know what? I hate chemistry even more now. But I can at least say... Yeah, no, you... Well, no, Joe, I know for a fact you will, because in thermodynamics there are... Yeah, there are three versions of the fundamental thermodynamic equation relation. I can't remember what it is specifically. But the one that physicists mainly use is Helmholtz. The one chemists mainly use is enthalpy. Enthalpy. How do you say it? Oh. I just said enthalpy. What did I say before? Oh yeah, enthalpy. Yeah. Because that's how you say it, Joe.
The Slayer's strength is exposed now to us. Can you see?
I know it's not.
He has lost,
But it's funnier.
Eat his soul. I must survive this. Protect
Jowls.
and you will secure your place in the
Jowls. Honestly, that's really funny.
I mean, he's foreign, so he has an excuse, but there's some words when he says it, and it's so far away from the actual it's like, it takes a minute to figure out.
That's actually really funny, Joe. That he says Jowls. Because that it. Well, yeah, no, because by this point it'd be like week 8 of the semester, week 7. Yeah, it'd be annoying at this point, but it would have started out quite funny. But yeah, no, and I think enthalpy is minus SDT plus VDP. No, DH equals minus SDT plus VDP, I think. Because basically all of the 4 fundamental thermodynamic equations are made up out of the same 4 basically 2 building blocks, which is either TDS or minus SDT, then minus PDV or VDP. So the only things that you need to worry about is entropy, temperature, volume, and pressure. And then you've also got a bunch of other equations, but like, honestly, I really hope we get an equation sheet for thermodynamics, because there are so many equations. Yeah, no, we got some equations for maths, I think. But I'm pretty sure physics just gave us numbers. You know, like constants and stuff. Which, you know, not ideal, but, you know, it's not exactly something I can complain about now, is it? I mean, it is, but, like, they're just like, well, tough luck.
Your super shotgun is nearby. A relic from your past. The priests have kept it hidden from you in this remote location.
Yeah, no, like, I'm pretty sure for one of the questions that we were given, we were given a question to find out, like, the velocity of sound in helium, which required you to know the adiabatic index and the density of helium, but they just didn't give it to us.
Attention, all mortally challenged personnel. The Slayer is inside the facility. Please proceed with aggression.
Yeah, like, honestly, I do say I would, like, I mean, I'm fairly confident that I'm gonna pass. I do say, because I had a meeting with my tutor today, about like how I did on the semester 1 exams and stuff, and I'm at a 2-2 currently. Like it's it's not like just a 2-2. It's a solid 2-2. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am fairly certain that I'll pass this time, because I could not understand for the life of me how to do change of basis matrices. When you went from like, because for example, oftentimes, you'll have, or at least a lot of times you'll have either going from polynomial to polynomial. Pretty simple, right? Well, no, it is. So say like, because a base would be like, say you had like 1 plus x cubed, x plus x cubed, x squared plus x cubed, and 1. And then you were changing that into 1x, x squared, and x cubed. You can see how that second one is just a combination of the first one, right? But the problem is, because I was confused, because the one we had was changing from a polynomial to a vector, because vector to vector, it's easy. Polynomial to polynomial, easy. Polynomial to vector is confusing. The trick is, the polynomial is not really a polynomial, it's just a vector. So just assume that it is a vector, treat it like a vector, do matrix multiplication as if it's a vector, and it works. So basically, all I've really learned is polynomials don't actually exist. Like, polynomials are just vectors in disguise.
So there's this general rule of thumb where this happens.
Yeah. My god, I can't believe that took me so long. Am I just stupid? The answer won't surprise you. It's yes. Well, yeah, I'm fairly confident I'm more than just stupid. But I do say my tutor has quite a lot of faith in me. He was like, yeah, no, like you actually, like you could easily be achieving a 2-1. Like the work that you do in the tutor sessions is a lot better than the work that you do by yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm working with people. I know, mad, isn't it, that you work better when you're working with people. Yeah. Yeah, I just realised that, like, despite doing really bad on all the coursework, I still managed to achieve, like, 60%. The test itself was only worth 70%. That means I must have got, like, 90% on the test. Yeah, I'm actually... That can't be right. There's no way that I actually got 90% on the test. Like, sure, the numbers might say I did, but I don't believe them. Yeah.
Neural connection successful. You are now in control of the Revenant drone. You may use it to reclaim your property.
Yeah. But honestly, that does make me kind of hopeful for this semester. And also, I do say I can't decide if my tutor was just being nice, you know, to make me feel better. Because I was like, yeah, I want to get a 2-1, and I'm well on my way to getting a 2-1. So I don't know why he would have, you know, just been trying to be nice, because like you do know that like if you just want to do physics, you are just making an objectively bad choice by doing physics and maths, because it's just a harder course. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I am half tempted to drop maths. Maths this semester has been a lot better than last semester, but, you know. I mean, to be honest, that is just kind of uni life. Just be so unbelievably wrong until you just stop being unbelievably wrong. I'm pretty sure that's... Then you're not going to get your degree. I mean, one would assume that you would still be able to scrape your way through, you know? Yeah, it's not really a mentality if it's actively your way to success. No offense. Now, I think my answers would improve if I had more time, but that's because I have to hand my work in so early in the week compared to Thomas. Like, if I had to hand it in later, like, I would, like, actively do the work with him, because being able to bounce it off other people, you know, makes it a lot easier. But I basically do mine on a Monday evening to hand it in on Tuesday morning. He doesn't need to hand his in until Thursday evening, so, you know, he doesn't do it. Well, Joe, do you know? Joe, but like, do you know how the real world works? People. Yeah, and in a lot of cases, people work collaboratively. Well, Joe, if it's any consolation, odds are I can't do it either. Well, I'm pretty sure that is.
Attention, all cultist base personnel. Please destroy the Slayer. The priest must survive.
Yeah, is it Wednesday today?
Must survive.
I've got more maths to do. I'm not going to do my maths now. I should wake up before 2 tomorrow. Yeah, well, I should be fine. The last time I woke up after 2 was last Thursday, so... Oh, yeah, no, I missed lecture this morning, but apparently no wonder I'm struggling with thermodynamics, because apparently everybody is, because the lectures is just not very good, because like half of the lectures have been cancelled due to strikes, so everything's being rushed, it's not being explained properly. So nobody really has any idea what's going on. Except, hopefully, the lecturers. But because, like, there are only so many weeks and, the strikes.
Nobody strikes this. I haven't missed a single lecture on strikes. It's outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe your lecturers are actually getting, paid a wage on, a proper contract. Yeah, he just tried to strike for a little bit of fun, Yeah, have you heard how the students who were occupying one of the buildings in Manchester are being taken to the court? To court. No. They got bailiffs to come and, you know, evict them. And they did it at 5:30 in the morning, because they knew that if they did it during, you know, uni open hours, well, it would have been a lot harder. Because I don't really know any uni students, like, I personally wouldn't have joined in the rent strike. But, you know, I can't say they wouldn't... Yeah, I can't say that I wouldn't have not got in the way of the bailiffs. That's all I'm saying. You know? Especially if there were other people there, you know. Yeah. Yeah, but like, because they were protesting the rent prices, and like, they really aren't wrong. Like, because imagine it's like, oh, the average is like 140, which isn't wrong technically. If you're doing one of the averages, like if you're doing a box plot and they asked you, you know, where is the median? The median probably would be at 140. But it is quite heavily weighted to the... No, not the median. You've got the mean, the mode, and the median. So yeah, it would be... Yeah, it would be... the... mean? No. If they like set them into groups and then found the mean from that, then that is, they wouldn't be wrong that it's 140. But because there's like 190, like 290s, 2 110s, and the rest like 170 plus. It's like technically, if you do bad maths, yeah. Yeah, so like if you do the maths wrong, you can get the average to be about 140. Yeah, no, and like the strikers have put up posters showing how the prices have changed from 2003. It's insane. Like Hume Hall, where I'm staying at, currently, well, they say it's £174. I'm pretty sure I'm getting charged 170. So I guess that's next year's prices. So like £72. It's increased by £102 over 20 years. Yeah, which is a little bit ludicrous if you ask me. You know, just gonna come out and say it. Yeah, marginally, it's increased by marginally more than it should have. because you don't know them. Yeah, definitely. That has become one of the downsides of being, you know, relatively prideful about my work. That I don't like attempting questions that I don't know how to answer. So often. Really annoying. Yeah, no, like, I think it's only because, like, an oil build-up, because it often happens if I forget to shower for a while. But I literally showered this morning. Yeah, I guess so. Then do one. Do you got any scissors? Yeah. My hair's probably going to clear itself up. It does that often. I'll just have a shower tomorrow, because hot water helps. And obviously, I'm not a sadist, so I don't have cold showers. Well, yeah, no, normally what I do is the end of the shower I turn it cold because it helps with hair. Makes your hair softer. Yeah, actually there's little evidence for that. There is evidence to suggest that it might slightly boost your immune system. There is actually quite substantial evidence to suggest that it is actually really quite good for your hair. But obviously you don't exactly have, you know, quite as large a mane as I do. So, it's probably less important for you. Oh, that's Joe. Did you know that that's actually because that's like a pun? It's quite funny actually. Have you considered being better. Joe, did you just admit that chemistry doesn't matter? Well, Joe, from my experience with women, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And me and Lois were actually talking about that earlier. I'm sorry, Ed, why did I bring that up? It sounds a lot weirder without context. Actually, I don't know if it is any better with context, because the context's pretty weird. Yeah. Is it you who's scared of trains or Jacob who's scared of trains?
Are you growing tired, Slayer? We'll break your will yet.
Okay, thought it was. Then I have nothing to say to you. Yeah, like trains are alright. Yeah, they're neat. They go choo choo. Can you do that? Is that illegal? Oh. Joe out here just doing illegal chemistry moves. I mean, it's just a little bit of alchemy, bro. You know, chill. I don't know. Bless you? Forget how to complete this puzzle. Like, Doom Eternal doesn't have hard puzzles, but man, am I really bad at remembering how to do them. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that there was like a parkour puzzle in Jedi Fallen Order, which I just could not do. And I literally spent like 2 hours attempting it. But I just could not. No. I mean, like, it is... Oh, yeah, no. A puzzle that, like, I've played through Jedi Fallen Order 3 times now, I think. And do you know what puzzle I always get stuck on? That one in the second temple on Zepho, where you have to get, you know, the ball with fire inside it onto the other side of the area.
Oh, that did take me a long time.
Yeah. It is. I still cannot remember the solution to it, apart from that it's really not obvious. And I think the most annoying thing about that problem is, like, because you know how, like, if you get stuck on a problem, BD1 gives you hints. The hint that BD1 gives you is just... Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, what you need to do is get the candle to the other side of the room. It's like, yes, I know that. That's what I've been trying for the last half hour. Yeah, but honestly, like, it is really nice to see, or at least what it should be. You know, with the like Jedi challenge rooms in Survivor. Like proper puzzle rooms. I think that would be a cool. Yeah, no, I don't actually know where there's like. Yeah. Like I've watched the trailers and I watched IGN's like 9 minutes. I do not know where people got this footage of it from, because it's not in any of IGN's footage, but apparently people have got footage from it, and I just do not know where it's from. But like it's like because there's a little bit in the new story trailer, I think. So it's like a total of like 20 seconds of footage. And those look cool, those look like proper puzzle rooms, and since they're optional, you know, you can make them as hard as they want them to be. Which I think is cool and a good idea. I just say I am really looking forward to Survivor, especially now that they've shown off, you know, that you don't. It's not just Bode as like a companion. Merrin's also a companion. That's good. I like that. Merrin was a good character. Yeah. So it's nice to see Merrin coming back. But like I do wonder if it's, you know, like you will unlock more characters as you, so I wonder if they're going to do it, you know, like how Arkham Knights did it. You know, like how sometimes you'd be fighting alongside like Nightwing or Catwoman, I think, and you know, yeah. So I wonder if they're going to do it like that, or so you only get them on specific missions. Or if it's going to be more like, you know, you unlock them to add to the team of the Mantis, and then when you're going out, you know, you can choose to... Yeah. You can choose who you want to bring with you. Because at this point, we haven't really seen enough to know for certain. I hope it's the second one. Like, not that I would exactly mind the first one. But I mean, that'd be cool, and it'd add like a whole new dimension to your playstyle. Like actually giving you some proper choice to build, like actually giving us builds, which they do seem to be doing. Because like with the Jedi, yeah. Yeah, I really don't know which one I'd like more, because like I think like it'd be really cool to have a companion joining you and just, you know, like exploring areas. But again, you know, I mean, we just don't know enough, because I think they're purposefully keeping their, you know, their hand close to their, you know, their I think I'm mixing up two sayings, because I want to say their hand close to their chest, but I think I'm mixing up keeping, like, you know, like their hand of cards secret and their cards close to their chest, and just getting, like, kind of like how you can, like, with like matrices, you can cut out the middle one and just, or like vectors, you know, just cut out the middle one. Yeah, because like we still haven't seen anything of the blaster stance. Which is, you know, an interesting decision. Like I can't fault them for it. You know, they want to keep their stuff secret, and that does kind of, yeah. Yeah, and like it probably means that blaster stance is going to come like close to the end of the game, I'd guess. Because I mean, this is just going out on a limb. I would guess that the reason why they don't want to show blaster stance is because the blaster that Cal uses is Bode's blaster, because Bode dies or something. That's my guess.
I do not fear you.
Because we know that you unlock 2 throughout the game. Because you start with single saber, double saber, and double saber. Like what is the correct way to differentiate between, you know, a 2-bladed lightsaber and 2 lightsabers? Yeah. Because, like, I've seen some people say, like, saber staff and double saber, but, like, that's not a saber staff, though. Yeah. Plus, that's also not a saber staff, because, like, I don't know if saber staffs still exist in canon, but saber staffs did used to actually be, like, a thing that the Temple Guard had, which is like a staff with a lightsaber tip. So... Yeah, I was saying something, wasn't I? I remember saying about the, I think I was saying something about the different, the fact that I think that the blaster is probably Bode's blaster is because, well, I can almost guarantee that we've already seen where Cal is getting the crossguard lightsaber from. Because, there's that bounty hunter guy that has the orange lightsaber that has a crossguard. So, either, Cal's lightsaber gets nicked, which fairly confident that happens in the story at some point. At least it certainly looks like it. And from some of the memorabilia that they've shown, like with the collector's edition, you get just saying, seems reasonable that Cal's lightsaber gets stolen, because I haven't been paying attention to the trailers, but I wouldn't be surprised if then, because it looks as if the person that Cal saves from the weird back-to-tank thing then gets annoyed at him and works with some bounty hunter fellas. Yeah. Then, which would explain why he would want to steal Cal's lightsaber, being a Jedi, so he would know how to use one. He would then give one to one of his bounty hunter pals, which means Cal would then need to use a different lightsaber. And potentially Sears if he detached it from Jared Paul's at some point in between games. I don't know. But presumably, he uses another saber up until that point where he defeats that bounty hunter guy and takes back his sword, his lightsaber, which has now been modified with the crossguard, hence why he then gets the crossguard. So I think that explains how he gets the crossguard, and I would imagine something happens to Bode, because so far, the only character we've seen with a blaster, because it doesn't appear as if Cal starts with the blaster mode. Well, no, we know he doesn't. He starts with dual saber and double saber. That's how people separate it. Dual saber is when you're wielding two, double is the double-bladed. That's what it was. It starts with single saber, dual saber, and double saber. Not blaster, meaning it's not something that he's had to pick up from, living on the run using a blaster. It's something that he'll pick up over the course of the game. And the only character that we see using a blaster...
I mean, it is very possible that the reason that we were just made he wasn't free for this one and not use the lightsaber.
Yeah, it could just be that. But I feel if it was that, then they would have already shown stuff to do with blaster. The blaster stance.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's likely.
Yeah. Or they could just be trying to make... They could just be trying to make fans like me think like this, just to make us go crazy. Yeah. Because I think either it is just going to be like, something's like, you should take a blaster for this mission. Because it's like, if you use a lightsaber, they'll know that you're a Jedi immediately. Or it'll be something with more story impacts, and he takes it to use it, like because it might not be Bode. It could be, it's not going to be Seer or Merrin because they don't use blasters. Could be Grease, but I think that's unlikely. So if it is character related, which I'm guessing it is, which is why I haven't seen anything about it, I think Bode is the most likely, most likely suspect. Yeah. Well, considering that they plan to make a trilogy, I don't think Cal's gonna die. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't know if they've actually been approved for a third game, but I know that Yeah, but I know that in like recent interviews, Stig Asmussen has said, "Well, it is a Star Wars property, and like all of the mainline, most like all the like movies come in trilogies, so we wanted ours to be a trilogy too." Yeah. But I think, because like, and assuming that there's like because the first one takes place like 5 years after the fall of the Republic, like 5-6 years after the fall. Like, is it 5 or 6 or is it 10? I can never remember. Well, no, it's a decent amount of time because I think Cal's 16 in the game, but we don't actually know how old he was, you know, during Order 66. But he's at least 6, so at the maximum it's 10 years. Yeah. But that does mean that if they leave, you know, another, you know, like 5-6 year gap between this one and the last one, that means they will have pretty much covered the entire period of the, you know, of the Galactic Civil War, which I think would be, you know, a good way to wrap up Cal's story. Like, I would either have him, you know, doing stuff parallel to, you know, what the Rebellion's doing. I don't think having him join the Rebellion makes much sense in my opinion. And like from a lore point of view, it also doesn't make much sense having a. I mean, like, we do now know that Ahsoka was part of the Rebellion, so that doesn't make much sense. But I don't think they knew that it was at. I don't know. I've never really watched Rebels. Did they ever like? Did you know the rest of the Rebellion actually know that Ahsoka was a Jedi, or like what? Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, but like a Force wielder.
The priest has stopped. I will lock in signal now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if they did something like that, you know, with Cal, I think that'd be a good way to finish it off, you know. Because it's like meant to be showing what the Jedi, you know, an example of what a Jedi did between Order 66 and, well, the fall of the Empire, or during the reign of the Empire. So I think having it end with the end of the Empire makes a lot of sense for a story. But yeah, it's when was Fallen Order, like 2018? I think it was 2018. I have a look. $2019. So yeah, I was like, I want to say 2018, because then that would mean that the 5-year time jump between games lines up with the 5-year real world. Well, it's not a time jump. We lived through it. I wish it was a time jump, but yeah. Yeah, that is one of the downsides of setting stuff in the past. You have to be careful to make sure it doesn't. Yeah. We could try though. Which is oh, I will be back in a sec. Right, I'm back.